Hopping the Benz, is that okay? Is it okay if I call you my pride, babe? I ain't no player, I just got a lot of bass. But let me tell you, I like you a lot, babe. I wanna start at the top and the bottom, babe. Now you want the shoe with the red at the bottom, babe. You know I like when you right at the top, babe. She wants shit.
Um, I'm glad that you can join me because today we're going to be talking about your book, See Us. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Chelsea, and I talk about a lot of things that inspire not only blind individuals, but individuals in general. And that's why I asked Jonathan, a person I knew for a long time. He used to be my job coach, and then he was my supervisor, now a well-known mentor and friend. And I asked him to come on my channel so I can talk about his amazing book called See Us. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to read the synopsis, and then I'm going to have Jonathan Jonathan answering some questions. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. See Us. Synopsis. See Us follows 6 diverse and visually impaired young adults. Caitlin, Alani, Carla, Alex, Jaden, and Lasana as they work through the summer and fall of 2019. They are participating in the Career Discovery Program, a unique internship program that allows visually impaired students to gain work experience that match their career aspirations. That's a really nice synopsis, first of all. Jonathan, let me say that it's really nice. And then, so let's just get right to it. So my first question is like, tell us a little bit about yourself. I want my audience to know you better.
Well, I've been working with the blind and visually impaired community for must be 10 years now. Like you mentioned earlier, I was your job coach at one point because that's how I started off. I used to job coach, and then I worked my way up to program director of the Career Discovery Project. And for you guys out there that are still, on your path to a career and permanent employment, it didn't just happen. It didn't happen quickly. Like I said, this is, 10 years of me working, making connections, meeting people, going step by step. I wish personally I was where I am now a couple of years earlier, but, better late than never. So, just hang in there and stay motivated and, make sure you're doing what it is that you want to do.
I love that. All right, moving on. Next question, number 2. What made you decide to write this book?
Well, as I've been running the Career Discovery Project for the last 5 or 6 years, I kept getting positive feedback when I would explain the program to people. And I'm like, you know what? I really have to get the word out, on a single platform so that, people can see this at once, because everyone I told, it's a unique program. It doesn't exist anywhere else. So, people were really just loving the whole idea of, getting young adults that are blind and visually impaired into work experiences that they like and that they're going to benefit from. So the feedback was positive. The impact that the program was having on the students was positive for the most part. And, most importantly, it's showing, I wanted people to see what I was seeing as I was working with these students on how they're balancing their lives between work, home, and school. I mean, come on, like sighted people can barely do this sometimes, right? And here you have students that are, blind and visually impaired, and they're going through some of the same struggles, maybe even more so than some sighted people are. So I wanted to show that, and that's how I got the idea for this book.
I I think that I love working with your program. I you guys I worked like I said before, I was working with Jonathan, and he actually found me a amazing job working for the Talking Book Library in New York with Chancey Fleet. An amazing mentor as well. He is just incredible. And since I love books and I love technology, I was able to do both of those things and be around both of the things I love so much. And I was doing high school and I was working and I was doing extra tutoring on the side. So it really helped me as I ventured into college to learn how to multitask and schedule and prioritize. So um, that was what being part of this program did. So I can
Right.
only imagine what it did for those students.
Right. I'd like to add something else, Chelsea. What happens is as students are in my program, they start building up their resume, right, from high school. So by the time they get to college, like you did, you already have a resume with probably a lot more work experience than your freshman classmates. And that's
Exactly.
another big benefit from this internship program.
Um, I think it's really important to note that like a lot of students, sighted students, like Jonathan said, do not have this opportunity. They don't have the opportunity to even learn about interview skills until they're actually in an interview or until like a career person in college um, talks to them and helps them with it. So learning this early on gives us blind people a leg up in a way. Um, but I want to move on to the third question without getting too off topic. Third question is, what made you want to write about these diverse group of students, as you so eloquently said in the synopsis?
Well, I kind of, how can I say this? All right. So if my book was going to be about young adults that are blind and visually impaired, to me, it only made sense that I use the ones that I had access to, which were the ones in my internship program, because they're the ones that are, that are doing the work, and I would have the opportunity to follow and document their experiences. So that's why I just chose the students that were in my internship program at the time that I began production on the book. So, it just happened that they're all, that they're from different boroughs and they have different nationalities, different cultures, different goals, different interests. So it was just a perfect ingredients for what I think will be a very unique photography book. By the way, guys, this is a photography book. So there will be pictures of the participants, in their daily lives, and we will everyone will get to explore that and get a real feel for what it's like to walk in their shoes.
Well, since you already started on my next question, um, tell us more about the book, which you already started to do, but like, give us a little bit more insight. Will this book be accessible to all blind, low vision, and any other people with learning disabilities or such?
Right. So we're going to have the regular print version, most likely hardcover because it's a photography book. We're going to have e-versions. And from speaking to former and current students, mainly the students that are not sighted, they love ebooks. So we're going to make an ebook with a little technical. They'll have to make a separate file for the ebooks that we have to do. So you guys have nothing to worry about. So that file is going to have captions on the photographs. So you'll be able to get an idea of what photograph is in the book, what the student is doing, when and where. So we're going to make sure we have captions for that. And there will be Braille versions available upon request, because we are anticipating we're going to definitely have more ebook requests than Braille requests. I mean, it's just the way it's just 2020, and it's just the way things are going now. So I'm pretty sure maybe some older readers will most likely request Braille versions. So we'll have a particular printer that we'll work with, and whenever we have a Braille version, we will send in that request, and then we'll get it printed.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So my next question is, okay, let me explain something to my viewers. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but Jonathan actually does have a slight vision impairment disability. So, how has being someone with a disability helped you to make connections and provide employment opportunities for your students?
Sure. So, well, first, I believe I'm considered low vision. It might be a detached retina. It's probably been a good, not exaggerating, 15, 20 years since I've been to the eye doctor. Once I got my glasses, which I just use for distance, I don't need them to walk around or do anything. But mainly for distance purposes. I could probably drive a car only in the day. At night, that would be a bad idea, even with glasses. So that's just a little quick background on my vision. Otherwise, you wanted to know how this helped me connect with other students that were blind and visually impaired?
Well, that, and also like how it helped you, like help and advocate for them to get
Yes.
employment opportunities.
Right. So, what happened was, since at one point, I mean, this is many, many moons ago, I was part of the Commission for the Blind. And I know what it's like to get services from them. And I remember the opportunities I had through the commission. So I was already, I guess, at that point getting groomed, for where I am now. So once I started, job coaching for, agencies like the Lighthouse, and I was working with students that were visually impaired, a lot of them didn't know I was. So I had to explain to them, look, man, hey, I have my own vision problems, maybe not as bad as yours, but hey, I was at the commission just like you were. I know what it's like to get these new work opportunities. Let me mentor you a little bit. Let me show you how it's done. Let me guide you. And, if you listen, you'll might be successful. So that's what they did. I used my own experiences that a lot of my former students that I worked with didn't know I had. And they like that, actually. They never really, from what they told me, they never really worked with someone else that probably had a visual impairment and was already on his way to, doing some, really great things.
That's really good, and I think that's how I connected with you, because I was like, oh my goodness, this person, he knows everything. But then you're like, oh, I also have a vision impairment. I was like, oh, so he's just like me. Okay, that kind of evens the playing field, and you're really great job coach, because I was freaking out, and I think my mom was as well. So you really helped me, both of us. Because I was like, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, you know what? I got that so much, especially from the students that were just first starting out, and especially with the boys. I remember my old supervisor. She paired me with male students a lot, just so I could relate to them, so they could relate to me. So yeah, and a lot of them would say that, man. They would say that they were afraid, they were nervous, and I would tell them, look, I used to be just like you. Look at me now. Just listen to me, and I'll show you what to do, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
They just need that they need that assurance. You know, they just want to be comfortable.
Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, the Lighthouse, in case you're watching this from a different state, the Lighthouse, it is basically another program for the blind, a training program where they help high schoolers or people that are going about to be incoming to college, a rehabilitation and and they work on mobility and stuff. They're really really great. Whether you're in New York or if you're in Florida, because I work with both of them, so um, they're really great. Um, but and that brings us to our next question, and that's what next for you? Like, um, do you do you predict like that you're gonna have more books, or do you think that the program will get even bigger? Like, what's next?
Well, I would love for the program to grow a little bit more. Of course, we need more funding for that. I mean, so far we're good. I mean, we're stable for another probably 3.5 years. So, you know, that's a good thing. I am getting older and I can't do this forever. So I would love for someone to be ready to step in and take over. But if they do, I want to make sure they have a stabilized and well-functioning program like it is now. And it continues to gain in popularity, which is good. So I think, you know, the program should be fine. But yeah, of course, we wouldn't mind more funding, which would just probably open a lot more doors for work opportunities and getting more students involved. As for the book, so once the book is published, probably toward the end of the summer, early fall, you know, I'll let it get around and hopefully people buy it and read it, because then my next step will be to do a documentary, which will be very similar to the book. And that's what I'm really excited about. So, but that documentary is probably maybe 2 or 3 years away. But that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm already looking ahead, and I'll go even further, Chelsea. Um, so depending how the book does, depending how the documentary does, that's based on students here in New York, right? I want to go
Yes.
elsewhere, and I'm not talking about like another state. No, I want to go maybe South America, maybe Europe. There's blind children over there too. There's teenagers
Yeah,
over there
I
with also visual impairments, and I want to see what their lives are like and how they're handling it. And I'm sure other people will do as well. So that's also like part of my ultimate goal, is to, you know, just keep going outwards and keep showing people, you know, what's going on and
that is
expose them.
amazing. I know a lot of blind individuals in different countries, and they don't have the same opportunities as we do.
Right.
Um, that we're fortunate enough to have. As as hard as it is for us, it's 10 times worse for them. Um, so that's really amazing that you have those goals. And I
Oh,
think the
if I
last.
may, I'm sorry, Chelsea,
Oh,
if I may,
no,
because
no, no.
you hit a
Continue.
good point. You did say something that's true. You said, you know, some of the other countries, they don't have the programs for, you know, that community. You know, they don't have the funding, they don't have the knowledge on how to do these things. Some of these other countries, they don't really take it seriously. But the United Kingdom, and I have a couple of followers on social media from the United Kingdom, and they have other agencies over there, just like we do, right? And they really they're on point, they're on target. They take care of the blind and visually impaired just like we do here in New York. So I just want to give a nice little shout out to the United Kingdom and all the organizations over there that are really doing
But
what
yeah,
we're
I know
doing.
a
It's just
lot of
really
people from the
great.
UK who are
Yeah,
vision impaired. And I also know some people from Australia. Um,
really.
yeah, that are vision impaired. I'm just talking more third world countries.
Yes, yeah, that's
Um,
where it gets tricky.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
but you know, with people like you, I think that it, this can be possible. We can they can have what we have over here.
And you're
Um,
right. If someone, you know, let's be serious. Let's just say the right person, you know, gets their hands on my book somewhere in some African country or in some Middle Eastern country, and they get inspired by it. It could make a difference.
It
It
really
really
can.
could. And I want to make sure that happens. I would love to get my book, especially in these third world countries, and see what happens. See if it makes any change.
That would be amazing. And I'm pretty sure with your advocating like you are, that you can really do it. And
I hope
also,
so.
I have followers who are from third world countries, so
Well, I hope they follow me. We'll do my social media later. I would love them to follow me, and they could fill up my inbox with questions. I would love to answer, or, whatever they want to know. I'll whatever questions they have, I'm more than willing to speak with them.
okay. So my last question for you is, where can your book be found when it's finally released after
Okay.
the COVID situation?
All right, so then we're most likely going to sell it online, even despite COVID. The best way to get it would have been online, right? I'll have a website that is currently under construction, so when that is ready, I'll let everybody know.
And
So the
I will link
website,
it down below
beautiful.
when I do receive it.
Yes, we'll definitely do another interview once the book is out, which will probably be even a lot more fun. So, but yes, we'll the website, of course, obviously Amazon. I'm going to see maybe if Barnes and Noble, some other bookstores would carry it, and the ebooks. I believe every whatever ebook programs you guys have in mind, the book will be on there, except for
Kindle,
Kindle.
definitely Kindle.
You
I'm
know
a
what?
big
It's
advocate for Kindle.
all right. I have to speak to my publisher. I don't know why we're not going to do Kindle, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Especially for the other guys out there who like Kindle, I'll see what we could do. So yeah, those would be the ways to get it. And then again, if they want Braille, they would make a special order through the website, and then we will get the Braille version out as well. So I want to make sure it's accessible for everyone in whatever format that they want it.
If you guys want Kindle like I do, please comment down below, and that way we can show Jonathan and his publisher that Kindle rocks. It's amazing.
Real quick,
Oh,
on a serious note, do you guys like Kindle because of its accessibility? What is it with Kindle, Chelsea, that you guys like?
so Kindle, I like Amazon. I usually download most of my books from Amazon because you get a variety of books that you don't get on Bookshare, but Bookshare is awesome as well. But I'm saying that you get a variety of books you don't get on Bookshare, and the app Kindle is accessible, and
Okay.
and it works with voiceover. I don't know if it's on the if it's on Android devices, because I haven't used the Android device in a while, but it's pretty amazing. But iBooks is good too. I'm just pulling your leg, but there's
Yeah.
also amazing other ebook readers. I'm just
No,
Kindle
but you
is
know what?
my
My publisher and I, remember, this is the first time we're doing this, right? So we want this feedback. There's nothing wrong with telling me all this. We want this information because, like I said, we want to make sure it's accessible to everyone that just can get their hands on it. So yeah, that's totally cool, and yeah, we want that feedback.
Yeah, definitely. And if you guys have any inquiries about the book, just please comment down below. Before I officially end, Jonathan, do you have anything else that you would like my viewers to know?
Yes. So number one, since a lot of your viewers are probably students I already know or worked with in the past, they're going to love the fact that some of their friends are in this book. Okay. So that's the fun part, right? Secondly, if there are social media, you can follow me. Let's do Twitter. And my Twitter is, I'll tell you in 2 seconds because I always forget, sadly. Okay, so my Twitter is author underscore Marin, Marin. That's for Twitter. Instagram, you can find me at the author Jon Marin, JonMarin. And then on Facebook, you can just find me at Jon Marin, JonMarin.
That's good. I'm also going to link his his different social medias in the description box below.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Thank you, Chelsea.
you're welcome. So that way, if any of you guys just want to click over to it, you can. Please remember to share, like, subscribe, and join me again because you'll never know who's going to be on my YouTube channel. So thank you.
Chelsea, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me, and I'd love to do this again. If anyone else, hey guys, just email me Marin, Marin 12781 at gmail.com, or just hit me up on social media.
I'll be right back.